So I'm Josh, and basically from hearing the entry executives, I'm going to have a lot of recurring themes of ums and ahs about the story as I go throughout. But it all started because I was thinking about music videos a lot lately, and I can't do a music video for this particular FMP, but I sort of want to bring that element into it from a narrative and combine the two mediums. And also, I wanted to stray away from fact because we've done some interviews and we've done the band and everything's gone relatively well, I'd say, from what we've done so far. So I did want to try something new. And so when I get to music, my house is filled with guitars that to be honest no one actually uses. And it's sort of, I wanted that, trying to make an inanimate object seem interesting just from the shots and the movements that it will do throughout this film. And it is about the guitar, this film, but at the same time it's not. It's a vessel between hopefully three stories. Sort of aesthetic can move around to these three stories. So it's spread across these, and again, with these stories, I'm not sure whether I want it to be the same person in these stories that I'm about to say, or if somehow it transitions to be different people. So the first story is about a boy, and he's learning to play the guitar, and that's what he wants to do. We've got that dream of making it big in a band, probably about 14, 15 this age, and sort of like a bit of a sour tone on that at the end, as if he gets rejected from a small school band and sort of puts him down a bit. And either then he puts the guitar to one side or he sells it, depending on what I want to do in terms of transition there. And we sort of skip to this second story. And that's all, the first story is quite narrative. It's got a lot of dialogue in terms of him and his counterparts. And then when we get to story 2, with this second man now, about 20 to 30, who's starting to struggle, I wanted to sort of break into a sort of music video style deal. He's busking, he's playing incredibly small gigs, he's not having that nice time in general. And just sort of, there can be dialogue woven in there, but sort of a different style of video in the same film. I'm hoping that each one will be about 2 to 3 minutes. And then, I don't know how that one would end. I would think he would, either or he's going to make it big, he's going to meet someone, or he's going to not. But then again, that adds a bit too much of a sour tone in comparison to the first. And if I'm being completely honest, I know I want the third one to be sort of middle-aged man, and I want that to be the darkest one of the 3. I want that to be a massive failure and really not got where I want to be. Everything's falling apart. But I, for the life of me, cannot really think how I want to do that yet. But the idea is, from then, it sort of comes full circle and goes back to this guitar being given to another boy. And it's sort of this idea that it's okay. Not everyone's going to do alright. It's been influenced by 2 films, I guess, that I've seen. One's Begin Again, with Keira Knightley and Mark Ruffalo. It's all about trials of musicians and how they eventually make it. And in the end, they don't make it big, but they make it as a different, they're happy with what they've done. And then the sort of coming of age side of it, growing up and learning, is from hopefully being influenced by a boyhood film that just came out actually. They were 12 years to film, but sort of that idea of growing up. And I sort of want this to be relatable to the audience, to basically everyone in the album building, because it's about, this particular one's about guitar, but the same themes can be applied to us wanting to film, and the artist wanting to draw, and just not getting your work out there, and just being slightly screwed in general, because you picked a difficult industry, and just sort of go up and down, not sugarcoat the highlights and the struggles that you get when you try and go down this industry, and see some failures and some high peaks throughout it. So and that is it for now.
Okay, thanks Josh. Good. Very cool. feedback?
Yeah, how are you going to cast that?
That's
Child, youth, and then the middle
well, that
age?
was if I choose to make it on the same person, that's a difficult job. That was also one of the reasons why I thought maybe it'd be best to have 3 separate stories that almost feel like it's a continuation. It's not. I do know quite a few music students that do act would be willing to be the middle part. Honestly, for the last part, I wasn't. Musical talent isn't necessarily required because almost the guitar's been put to one side at the latter part of that. And I do know a few sort of 10 to 15-year-olds that would be perfectly willing to do it, but I haven't got anything nailed down. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I think that's a consideration. Is it's not necessarily are they willing to do it; it's whether they can.
Yeah.
Whether they're going to kind of be authentic and perform for you. You know, normally it's quite easy to convince people to come be in your film.
Well, actually, like you said, they're quite difficult. It's unbelievable.
Well, I'm shocked. We won't talk about that. I'm shocked that the drama department and the film department don't collaborate.
We try.
We do on certain things, in set performances, but
Yeah.
in terms of little.
If I was a drama student, I would be gagging to
Yeah,
do as many short films as I possibly could to put them into my show reel and to get the experience. So I'm surprised you can't tie people down for a couple of days filming on a short film. But that's got nothing to do with me. But clearly you've got a youngster and then maybe somebody here and then maybe a local musician from a local folk band or something.
And for that middle bit, I also consider myself an actor as well, so get someone else behind the camera and do it.
Yeah, you're a good actor.
Yeah, I saw you in Matthew's trilogy of You Can Certainly Run anyway. So yeah, casting is important, and then of course there's as I was saying to Giuseppe, the story and the script.
Yeah.
And getting something,
Worth it.
interesting.
There is a worry that it'll just drag on. I'm aware of that.
Well, I just wonder whether you should approach it, seeing as it's about the guitar, which is an inanimate but beautiful object that produces, if played well, beautiful sounds. And the fact that you may have not very talented or experienced actors, that you try and approach your script writing and development without any dialogue at all.
I forgot to mention actually, but I also thought it can leave the guitar, like the story, to what is going on in their lives. Like these shots here, the only things I had to my event yesterday were a dog and my mother, who was quite busy, to sort of focus in on the guitar and just leave it in the background to tell the story and then come back to it was the other sort of idea. In terms of it doesn't have to be about them having the guitar, it can be about the guitar at that stage in their life.
Yeah, I think it could be a recurring theme. It doesn't necessarily need to have a guitar in every shot. So what were you were saying? Try and do without any dialogue whatsoever.
Mm.
I was thinking, I did like sort of like that idea, but I was a bit worried that we would be crossing into music video territory.
No, I don't think so.
No.
I think there's
A music video is a music video, but some of the best contemporary music videos are actually little mini dramas, little films, very impressionistic. And I think that if you're into that kind of thing, but don't want to do a performance promo or whatever, that you could take the spirit of the music video and inject it into a narrative.
Yeah.
And it's a challenge. Try and tell a story through visuals only.
Yeah.
Because ultimately it's about an object which is very photogenic, and it's about characters which you can express character through music and tone. you know, you might be able to get some of your pals from the music department involved in composing a score or a soundtrack.
Yeah, I think if you
And eliminate, you know, eliminate the dialogue. Try and write a script with no dialogue in it at all to begin with. You may have to throw in a line here and there.
Yeah. I'm also not the best script writer.
You also make well, exactly, yeah, which is, you know, I'm lousy with dialogue, but what I'm quite good at is I can visualise a story. One of the short films I didn't show you the other day, one of the caravan films, the first one, was intentionally written with no dialogue whatsoever. It's 8 minutes long, and there isn't a word spoken. There's one character and essentially one location. And you're probably going, how the hell do you do that? But we did it because that was the parameters we set ourselves. We said, this is no dialogue, one character, one location. Tell a story. So that's the my challenge to you. You've got 3 stories, so you've got lots of material there. How can you tell 3 stories with no dialogue, spanning different eras of somebody's life, or 3 people's lives, with no word being spoken? I think that would be a very, very interesting film.
You can do a lot more with music, okay?
You can do a lot of music.
The actual track.
You don't need wall-to-wall music, but you can use the music and the expressive nature of music, the tones, the style, all through the guitar. And your guitar as a character comes through the soundtrack, rather than having it in the background of every shot.
Yeah. Some of the best music videos I've ever seen are just visual narratives.
Yes.
Clearly defined visual narratives set to music. So if you can tell, and I can show you something, but if you can tell a story that's potentially complex in that sense, with no dialogue, then it'll be a very powerful thing. It's a great idea.
It's a very nice idea. You know, keep trying to get like 2 minutes per story.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very, very short amount of time. But if you can tell a story, 3 stories in 6 minutes, then that will show, you know, and the execution of it in terms of how you approach it. Be bold. Don't be afraid to try it. Don't fall back on people chatting to each other in rooms, because that's just soap operas. You know?
Have you
Nice
seen
idea.
Inside Llewyn Davis?
No.
Coen Brothers
What was that
film.
the name of that?
Really good. You should watch it, and it'll influence this. Definitely watch it.
What's the dialogue in it?
Yeah. Thanks, Josh.
Thanks a lot.
That's good.